All right. And we are live. Oh, I didn't realize I looked so bald. It's been a couple of days since I saw myself in the camera. I'm looking extremely bald. I look like I got an egg for a head, except there's peach fuzz on it. Anyway. Okay, very good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's another lovely day. December and January, always a little bit cooler, just a little bit nicer. Not too much rain. There's 10% chance of rain today. Humidity is about 70%. It's about 25 Celsius, feels like 27, which is about, what, 79? 79 degrees. Feels like maybe 81. I think that's what it works out to. 63% humidity. Wind 5 miles an hour. And yeah, I don't know if you can see, but the weather outside, not a cloud in the sky. Another beautiful day. Thursday or Friday, I will be going somewhere. I'm thinking about Icon Siam again. It's been a while since I streamed at Icon Siam. I need to check that out though, but my wife's got a little shortcut to getting there. So, I may go there. Let me see if I can figure this out here. There we go. Okay, so the situation in Thailand is tenuous and fluid, and that's the only way I know how to put it that way. And you know, you can say uncertain, but this is, you're saying the same thing basically. And the reason I say that is because now they're talking about a second wave here. I gotta put my glasses on. Second wave here in Thailand, and I can tell you that although people are wearing masks, there are a lot of people not wearing masks. And so I don't understand how some of these politicians are making the comments they're making, but in case you don't know, 38, where's that, my little information here, 38, well, check this out, PM, allays second wave concern. Now, listen, just because some politician says, oh, don't worry, I don't feel comfortable enough myself to take him at his word. That's just me. You know, call me a fraidy cat, but 38 infections have been linked to this return of, how many people returned in, let's see here, linked to Thai returnees from Myanmar's Takalek Township. That is in 7 provinces, with Chiang Rai having the most at 26. Meanwhile, the army plans to use drones equipped with live CCTV to patrol the Thai-Myanmar border in some of the northern provinces to help officials prevent illegal border crossings. Now, it's kind of funny because, you know, the foreigners are the ones who get blamed for bringing the virus in, and then here it is, it's the Thais sneaking in who are the ones who are transmitting this. And let me see if I can find this next piece where they're talking about how no super spreaders, I think this was Anutin, the health minister, yeah. Anutin, selfish returnees pose risk of renewed outbreak. And it's funny because all the military personnel have masks on in this photo. Health Minister Anutin Chanvirakul on Thursday slammed a group of returnees who snuck across the Thai-Myanmar border and were later found infected with the coronavirus, calling them selfish. Fair enough. 6 new cases were reported Wednesday in 5 provinces, including Bangkok. They were all Thai nationals. I'm not going to say anything. Who entered the kingdom, I already did though, illegally from Myanmar's border town of Takalek, which is Masai in Thailand. That's the border, according to the Disease Control Department. Now, of course, I was there a couple months ago. That's all it takes. Just takes one person to come in and then they spread it. Hundreds of people are believed to have come in close contact with the group, but Anderton maintained the situation is well under control. Of course it's under control. Supposedly they came up with a number of 699 people who came into contact with these people with the virus. I don't know how they came to that. I don't know how they can be absolutely sure. We can keep the infections under control. We can track down the patients, Anderton said. I asked those returning from Takalek to show their spirit and come to get tested at the hospitals. We're also telling Thais who still reside in Takalek to sign up and come back through an appropriate channel. We're willing to take care of them. If anyone is found infected, they will be treated. If not, they will spend 14 days in quarantine. But those people are selfish. They avoided the quarantine. Nobody wants to stay in quarantine. That's the bottom line. Nobody wants to do that. Who wants to do that? Especially when you have to pay. It's a mess. I'm not sure who. Tony, Mr. Tony, thank you very much. Chokdi, good luck for you all the day and all the night. People are spooked. They see what is happening in the U.S. It's not just the U.S. They see what's happening around the world. But the United States is like 50 times as large as Thailand. So the fact that there's a large number of cases in the United States, what do you expect? You expect there to be nobody with the virus there? I mean, it's the logic going around, and I'm not talking about just in Thailand, I'm talking about everywhere. I mean, if you look at the logic of the politicians in the United States, there is none. They're either idiots, they're all out for themselves, which I think they are. But no matter how you slice it, it's disgusting what's going on there and how everybody is out for their own self-interest. That's how it works. And here in Thailand, the government, they don't want the tourists to be frightened away, but yet they don't want to let them in. Now, there's this, let me see if I can find this here. Yeah, this is it right here. 45-day tourist visa mold. The government's business easing committee will propose the government extend the validity of tourist visas to 45 days from 30 days to attract visitors. That extra 15 days makes up for the 2-week quarantine. But the bottom line is, nobody really wants to stay in quarantine and then hang out for a while. They don't want to pay that extra expense. Very, very few people are willing to do that. They're not going to get very many people coming in here. That's my opinion. That's what I've seen so far. In Ayutthaya, I saw a half a dozen foreigners, and myself and the big Swede and his wife were 3 of those. So that should tell you something. When you go to Pattaya, listen, I'm sorry, but Pattaya is not back to normal. Chatuchak, not back to normal. Everywhere I've gone, it may be fairly normal for Thais, but when it comes to tourism, it's nowhere near, it's not even anywhere close normal. They ordered the Foreign Affairs Ministry to work out measures to attract visitors. The 45-day tourist visa idea will apply to visitors from the 56 countries where Thailand has granted 30-day visa upon arrival. Okay, in order to make up for the 14-day quarantine. So basically what they're doing is, instead, they're not really talking about a visa. They're talking about a visa on arrival or a no visa entry. You come in, you get in, you still have to do your quarantine, but you can stay for longer. They got so many visas. They got the what is it called? The one for 9 months. They got that one. They got the 60-day tourist visa, and now they got this one, which is supposedly not really a visa. Dr. Opas Konkawanpong, Director General of the Disease Control Department, said COVID-19 was confirmed with 38 illegal returnees, 2 of whom were locally infected for being in close contact with other infected people. He assured that COVID-19 was under control in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, and other provinces where illegal returnees were diagnosed with the disease. Now, I'm going to ask one question, and maybe you all can leave a comment, or you can comment right now. How confident are you when this guy says he's giving his assurances that COVID-19 is under control in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, and other provinces? How confident are you in his assurances? So please leave a comment in the chat here, or down in the comments after the fact, after this stream is over. Let me know what you think. I'd like to know, because I'm not confident. Now, I err on the side of they're all full of shit. Yeah, exactly. I am assured this guy is without a clue. And it's nothing personal. I think for the most part, most people, they haven't got a clue. Once the vaccine rolls out next year, things will improve by June, I think, for Aussies, Brits, America. Not so sure. I'm not so sure. Okay, I just heard that there was supposed to be something like 300 million doses available in April or May, or whenever the hell they're coming out there, whatever they said. And there's only going to be 40 million available. Now let me see if I can find this article, because there is something about the vaccine. And if it makes you feel any better, there is a new police division to track tourist movements in Thailand. A new division of the Royal Thai Police is being formed to monitor tourist movements as part of the ongoing suppression of the COVID-19 virus. The newly created department is named the COVID-19 Investigation Division, appropriately enough, which will reportedly monitor both foreign tourists and repatriated Thai citizens. The news came as Thailand is beginning to gradually lift international flight restrictions and initiate travel bubble arrangements between countries that are deemed to be at a low risk for the spread of COVID-19. There's too much information out there that is saying, you get one thing and then you get another. You get one thing, then you get another. So I don't know what to believe. Oh, there's going to be travel bubbles. No, there's not. There's not going to be any reduction in the quarantine. Thailand may have to wait for vaccines. They may have to wait to acquire doses of Pfizer and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccines when they become available, as batches are likely to be made available in the United States and Japan first before the rest of the world, according to a Thai doctor. However, the kingdom still has options to obtain other coronavirus vaccines. Pfizer and Moderna U.S. pharmaceutical companies recently announced their experimental vaccines against the virus were about 95% effective. Some countries have begun to pre-order the vaccines despite challenges in maintaining low temperature during transportation. Dr. Kiat Rungtam, Director of COVID-19 Vaccine Research and Development Project of the Faculty of Medicine in Chulalongkorn University. Jesus Christ. I can probably free dive for a couple hundred meters now just from reading all these long sentences. Shorten your sentences, writers. However, said Pfizer and Moderna. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Hang on a second. Dr. Kiat Ruxrandtam, Director of COVID-19 Vaccine Research and Development Project of the Faculty of Medicine, Chulalongkorn, said Pfizer and Moderna are likely to be the first in succeeding in producing vaccines. However, Thailand may not be able to acquire a batch as the United States and Japan have pre-ordered 300 million and 120 million doses, respectively. Dr. Kiat said 11 other pharmaceutical companies are developing COVID-19 vaccines that can be distributed at a large scale. Also, Thai researchers are preparing to have their vaccines commence human trials in April. Unbelievable. What is this here? Sign me up. Tourists are now freely moving toward the country. Don't need tracking after passing quarantine and having negative test outcomes. I would think not, but they are, like I said, they do have now let me see if I can find it again. Got too many tabs open here, too much information, not enough organization. Too much info, not enough organization. Okay, new police division to track tourist movements in Thailand. Officials are reportedly considering the viability of a tracking app separate from the existing Thai Chana contact tracing app. I can tell you, I haven't used that Thai Chana app in 6 months, okay? And I can tell you, my wife isn't using it, my kids are probably not using it, most people are not using that app, they're not signing in, they're not doing anything. Only if they ask me to sign in, which it might have been in Ayutthaya, it might have been in Pattaya somewhere, I don't remember. No, it was at my kid's school. They asked me to sign in, so I did. That was the first time I've signed in months. Well, that's the thing. So, you know, you can use your VPN or not, but they want you to use a tracking app, and they may want you to use one, and they may require you to use one if you come in, whether you have cleared or not. Because really, if they were smart, if they're saying that you can quarantine and then later on show, I mean, you can go out and you can contract it from somebody else. So then what good is it really? And I can tell you, look, there's a lady over here, no mask. Now this guy's sitting here, he's eating, he doesn't have a mask on. The guys behind the thing there, they're wearing masks. And if Gennaro was listening or if he's in here, I don't know. But for those interested, today we got the D team. And the D team means, well, I'm not going to say what it means. The D team, it's 2 dudes. It's the dude team. The girls apparently that work here, the barista that work here, are on holiday or a day off. And one girl I think is working at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That would be Preo. I'll be long gone by 1 o'clock. Well, this is another thing. People don't always have enough time. Johnny, how's it going? Not everybody has enough time to take 6 weeks off. You know, this is what I mean. So it's like, I can tell you that what I used to do is I would take I'd have 2 or 3 weeks off for my vacation, and I would usually take it with another holiday. I take it in conjunction with Christmas or New Year's or Easter, and that way I would get at least an extra 4 days, and sometimes I could swing it and just say, okay, can I take an extra 3 days and I won't get paid? That way I could take 3 or 4 weeks. So if you are only taking 3 or 4 weeks, if you're taking 3 weeks and you got to spend 2 weeks in quarantine, you're paying for a 1 week vacation. Not only are you paying for the vacation, you're also paying the additional expense of, first of all, the flights are more expensive. Then you get in, you got to pay for the hotel, blah, 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 blah. I used to not even get that. Yeah, so that's what I mean. You know, I was lucky. The last place I worked was kind of there's like 5 or 6 of us, and it was like, hey, you know, can I take off, an extra couple of days? I won't get paid. And it'd be like, okay, ask your coworker if it's okay with him. Yes, it's okay. And that's it. All right, let me see if I can get a little more organized here. You know, they do have a chart of all the people who are connected and who have caught this virus. This is another thing, though, is that, and people aren't thinking about this, is hotels. I mean, the guest house that I went in Ayutthaya, which I do have a little short video of it coming up, 500-600 baht, depending on the room you get. I didn't see one person in the guest house, and there's about 8 rooms. Not one, okay? Pattaya, in the hotel I went to, they were only Thais. Didn't see any other foreigners. It was only Thais, and there weren't that many of them. Everywhere I go, it's mainly Thai. It's 99% Thais or more. And so that cannot be, and I can tell you because my wife works in the industry, the hotel industry, things are not good, you know. And all the companies, they have certain quotas that they want their employees to meet. And it's damn near impossible for any of them to meet these quotas without just Thailand just reopening. All right, so we can close that one. What's this here? Now, in addition to this, I don't know why, I just picked this out because I saw it, but it says, it's from the Thai Examiner. Political experts fear Biden presidency could turn very sour for Thailand after U.S. Senate resolution. Okay, so there was a U.S. Senate Committee on Foreign Relations presented a clear message of support for the wave of protest on Thai streets since July. Even if the resolution is not passed by the 22-member committee in Congress, the tenor of the Democratic Party-sponsored resolution and accompanying statements by senators suggest that the incoming Biden presidency may not be a fan of conservative beliefs and traditions in Thailand, which is... Jesus Christ, do these people know how to write? This sentence, let me see here. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's how many lines? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 lines, this sentence. I'm not even going to read it. It's basically, they're proposing this this resolution, and so that may affect the relationship, which is already fractured between the United States and Thailand. progressive tide is turning. Unlike Trump, Biden will push for democracy and human rights. He must be aware of it as an indication of things to come. The progressive tide is turning. We can't dismiss it out of hand, not only from Biden, but also from other allies of the United States. All right, so I'm not going to get into that too much because I don't want to hear about the politics of this shit. But basically, you already got enough problems in Thailand. Well, I mean, you got a 90-something%. That's like basically saying, let's say that it's 95% accurate. So in other words, if you get the vaccine, you have the same chance of dying as you do if you don't take the vaccine. I mean, think about it. The virus gives you have a 3 to 4% chance of dying from the virus. That's what it's working out to, somewhere around there. So if you take the vaccine and you get the virus, you still have a 5% chance or more or less, of dying from the virus. That is kind of strange when you think about it. How about 0.0001% chance of dying from it? Listen, like I said, and I don't mean to be negative or sound jaded, as easy as that might be, but I want to see. Show me. And what I think is so funny is that you got Clinton and Bush and Obama saying that they're saying they'll take, oh, and Biden also, they'll all take the shot on national TV and show everybody that it's okay. What I find funny about that is, how the hell do you know what they're putting in their arm? You don't know. In my friend's household of 7, one person got infected. It was so contagious that everyone else tested negative. There you go. I would have thought you would have stayed at the In-N-Out Hotel. What you really want is herd immunity from enough people taking the vaccine. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. You know, I get people telling me, oh, in January, everybody's going to be allowed in. You know, bum gun Chuck, I know people in the government, they're telling me that this is going to happen and that's going to... I'm like, listen, I don't believe a thing. Show me the money. Show me the action. Show me. Until then, shut up. Promises. It's all hot air until you see it. That's how I look at it. And, you know, I know that sounds jaded, and I am. Okay, so I am. I don't believe the government, whether it's the U.S. Or the Thai government. I don't believe any of them. I don't believe any government. I lean towards they cover their ass so that they can continue to collect their paycheck as long as they can, and they don't give two hoots about the masses. There may be some decent people here or there, yes, but there are a lot of people who couldn't care less. I'm very sorry, Gennaro, that there are no ladies working today, but I'm sure you'll cope one day. Let me see here. Now, more people, now this is kind of funny. Let me read this here. Bicycle lanes, this came from Bangkok Jack. Bicycle lanes, beaches, and parks were arbitrarily shut down, presumably because the brain of Thailand decided that cycling in a park was more dangerous than cycling on one of the main roads alongside. This sort of thought process throughout the city over the last 6 months has driven most right-minded people away. For many expats isolated from their own countries, even many expats isolated in their own countries have decided that moving to the Thai countryside, where there is still the freedom to live like a grown-up, is a much better prospect than tiptoeing around Pattaya, hoping not to attract the attention of the COVID-19 84 authorities. The result is a much smaller city. The mayor's office has estimated the number of people remaining simply by the amount of rubbish now collected each day. About 500 tons a day were picked up before the shamdemic, they say. Now it is only 200 tons. This is an example of the thought process employed by Pattaya's finest minds. Another example of thinking going on is demonstrated by many of those who remain, such as tour guides, hotel employees, and prostitutes who are now all pursuing new careers as street food vendors. Without realizing it, it seems that if there are no foreigners in town and 80% of their friends have already left, then there will be no customers for street food stalls either. But they will find that out soon when what remains of their savings has run out. Already a cursory look around town reveals more street food vendors than customers. And yet hundreds are prowling Pattaya's empty streets, hawking donuts, sandwiches, tea, coffee, and just about anything else that is easily made at home. How about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Peanut butter and banana, peanut butter and honey. There's my idea right there. You want a PB&J? With little prospect of the arrival of new tourists anytime soon, Pattaya looks all set to shrink even further. If you thought this year was bad, then wait until you see 2021 when everybody's money is gone and desperation starts to set in. That is when the fun will really start. Albert Jack. There you go. Now, it's very simple to go down to Pattaya, go do your thing, have a little fun. But there's not a lot going on down there unless you want to. There's a few places, yes, okay. But you know, not everybody wants to live in a bar or a nightclub. And not everybody wants to go to a bar or a nightclub, especially if they're empty. Peanut butter and bacon. I've never had that before. I should try it. Politicians here say they'll take the vaccine live on TV. I wonder what will be in the jab. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You got 4 presidents saying they're willing to do it all at the same time. And it's like, yeah, okay, so I believe that. What I want to do is I want to see like a box that comes in on a pallet, and that whole pallet has been tested. Everybody knows that those are legitimate vaccines. They grab 4 vials or whatever they need out of some multiple boxes, and then they start, and then you know, at least you see on there, hey, maybe this is legit, and then you give them all those their jabs. But you know, listen, if you think they wouldn't put something else in there just to get people to do it, and who knows, are they adding in the little, and I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theory person, but who knows if they're going to throw in the Bill Gates invisible ink, and then they're going to be able to track you for the rest of your life. They're going to have all your information. I mean, I don't know. I don't put anything past these people at this point. I really don't. And I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm Mr. Conspiracy, but I don't put it past them. All right, here's another one. More people joining the great Pattaya exodus. Social media in Thailand is sharing a story by yet another person who is finally throwing in the towel and leaving Pattaya. This time, the person has spent 7 profitable years in the former resort city, but the devastating impact of the COVID mismanagement panic means it is time to find somebody else to rob. I didn't write this. The local media described it as a sad post and claims that it sums up the current situation perfectly. The person in question says she is heading back home to Chayapum, leaving behind a city that has taught her so much. We don't doubt that at all. But she says she can no longer cope. It is time to leave. A picture of her suitcase was a telling image, they say. It's my last night in Pattaya tonight. Thanks for helping me grow up and understand the meaning of life. The stuff is put away, the tears are flowing. I can't really explain my feelings. 7 years have passed of life in Pattaya. I love the place, and I don't want to go. I wanted to work and set myself up here. I never thought it would come to this. The post continued saying that the whole world has changed, not just Pattaya. People who had helped and were thanked, and promises were made to come back one day as a tourist. I love you, Pattaya, she blubbered. The city that never sleeps. Sure, now the bus station is that way, love. One more. All right, what is this here? They could have done that already with the MMR. I see we already tracked so many ways. Yeah, and I don't like any of it. I don't like it, and I'm engaged in it, kicking and screaming. Listen, I wanted to delete my Facebook. The problem is I got about 50 people on my personal Facebook page who the only way I can contact them or stay in touch with them is through Facebook. Some of them don't have phones. Some of them I don't want to ask for their phone number. Some of them don't use email. It took 3 years to recover from the Spanish flu, and there wasn't a vaccine. Peanut butter, there's nothing else to eat. Peanut butter, it really can't be beat. Well, you know, my wife says peanut butter is the root of all my problems. This is what makes me sick, is peanut butter. Listen, eating a couple of peanut butter sandwiches doesn't usually get you sick. So I disagree with her, and I always will about that. The majority of us are going to take it. Yeah. All those saying no will change their minds once society doesn't give them a choice. Take it or you'll be left out. Exactly. You want to come back in America? Show your paperwork that says you've been vaccinated. That's what's going to happen. You can just use Messenger and not Facebook. Even if you delete your account, how can you do that? I don't know how you do that. Because that's what I'd like to do. We will have an official app out from the government say we have had the vaccine. You know, I'm not opposed to taking a vaccine, but in this situation, I really want to see people take it for a couple of months, like 2-3 months. Let me see them take it. You know, like I said, if they start, you know, they got like 4 ears, you know, they're growing out extra noses, or they're dropping dead or something like that, then I'll be a little more hesitant to take it. The tracking will be real time, either a chip or wristband, etc., not by phone or internet when reality is. Well, I'm sorry, that's where I draw the line. I'm going to have to pick a place and say, no mo. I'm not going to get chipped. I'm not a dog. I don't need a chip. I don't care what society says. Society can go fuck themselves. And I'm not supposed to say that on this channel because this is a family channel. But fuck it. Peanut butter is good stuff. Yes, it is. Especially if you throw in a little chocolate. Tell them to use the Line app. I agree. I have several friends who are doctors who were required to take it this month. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yes, I've got a foul mouth. People who have been taking it for 6 months. What? People have been taking it for over 6 months. Yeah, but I want to see like the dregs of society. You know, the people who are like not so important, like the senators and the congressmen and women who, you know, they'll take the very best stuff. They get the best of everything. You know, you think some homeless guy is going to be getting the best of the best? He's going to be getting the little 49-cent vaccine. try powdered peanut butter. Yeah, you know what? Powdered peanut butter is good stuff. I know about it, and I have had it before. It's very good stuff. All right, let me get on to the next. Now, this one comes from California. Restaurant owner, coronavirus lockdowns in California will bring death and poverty. Angela Marsden questions how local leaders can shut down businesses before the holidays without offering a solution. Well, they don't. They have been. The American politicians have been stringing people along for at least 7 months. Nancy Pelosi told the airline industry, "Don't let all the people go because we'll have something on Monday." Guess what? That never happened. She's full of shit. And so is Mitch McConnell, and so are all these other people. They're all full of it. They all are out for their own best interest. A Los Angeles restaurant owner made an emotional plea to who she referred to as out of touch, that's putting it mildly, local officials in California, warning that the new coronavirus shutdown orders will have devastating consequences. You know, when do you get to just say, hey, you know what, fuck you. We have to make a living or my kids are going to starve because my government isn't helping. They're not giving anything. So I need to work. I'm going to work. If you don't like it, come fucking arrest me and arrest my coworker and his coworker and her coworker. When's it going to stop? It's either that or get Nancy Pelosi to shell out, you know, some money from her own personal fortune if she wants to dick people around. Gennaro's only saying goodnight because there's no women here. That's all. I'll tell you what, I have to say something. The guy gave me the whole shave and, you know, the haircut, whenever that was, Sunday. I'm teasing you, Gennaro. And, you know, when I looked at first, I went, oh, yeah, pretty good. And, you know, listen, it's free. The guy was a trainee. It was a free haircut, free trim. I got back to my hotel room and I started looking. And I'm like, okay, this side is not equal. This one. As soon as I came home, I had to go and do a little touch-up. And he missed the spot here. I had a little fuzz hanging out over here. That's why they're trainees and they give them to you for free because you're not going to get the perfect haircut. Next time I'll go to the place, I forget the name of it. There's one place in particular that my buddy recommended for beards and haircuts. I think we're all confused. Anyway, Marsden also questioned how local leaders can shut down businesses before holidays without offering a solution. What is going on that our leadership can shut our businesses with 2 days notice before the holidays and not offer a solution to pay us to stay in our homes? Well, you know, I think that's a bit far-fetched just to say, well, you know, because they're saying you need to stay in, you should get paid. I think if you need to stay in past a certain period of time, you need to get paid. When they start saying you're going to be locked down for a month, oh, let's continue that. Now you're locked down for another month. Oh, and one more month. And it's month after month. What do they expect people to do? Oh, well, sorry. Everybody's got plenty of money. Don't worry about it. I have 2 employees that have lost people that are close to them to suicide in the last 2 months, Marsden continued. I have a bartender sleeping on a couch, one with a 3-year-old who can't pay her rent and can't get a job, and I just hired her because we've gotten busy in October. She had 2 weeks of training and then was laid off again from her 3rd job. This is not realistic. Marsden noted that people cannot live without food and housing, saying she doesn't understand how local officials can be that out of touch that they can't see this. I don't think it's that they're that out of touch. They're out of touch. I think they just don't give a shit. because as long as they keep getting their checks, they don't mind. And that's the thing. Watch, by the end of this week, this is the deadline for the government shutdown. They gotta pass. They gotta, what is it? They gotta balance the budget or whatever, and pass this to where they can continue to allow the government to be paid. You know that's going to happen. They're not going to go, and then they may even go home for Christmas. Nobody else is going to get any money. They're not going to be, they're talking about 500 billion, 900 billion. What happened to 2.2? What happened to 1.9? What happened to 3.4? What happened to all this? Now all of a sudden everything's getting better because the vaccine's coming. And I just think they're way out of touch. Martin made the comment 4 days after, thank you very much, Johnny. And he's right. I haven't even said thank you to everybody like I normally do. Thank you to everybody who watches, who contributes, who helps me keep going. Everything's in the description. Become a Patreon patron. There's PayPal. There's T-shirts. There's what else? Books. There's Amazon. There's all kinds of stuff. Or just click thumbs up. Martin made the comments 4 days after Governor Gavin Newsom announced the most restrictive order since he imposed the country's first statewide stay-at-home rule in March. Starting Sunday evening, much of Southern California, the San Francisco Bay Area, and the Central Valley have been placed under a sweeping new lockdown in an urgent attempt to slow the rapid rise of coronavirus cases. On Sunday, California, the nation's most populous state, reported an increase of 28,795 coronavirus cases and 61 deaths, according to data provided by the New York Times. Okay. Could have had 1.9 2 months ago. Only Nancy stopped it. Yeah, and now she's willing to go 900 or whatever it is. They're full of shit. They're all full of shit. It's just, give them, they don't even want to give you cake. They want to give you crumbs. And they're fighting to give you that. They don't want to give you the crumbs. Gotta head off. Have a good one, people. Okay, thank you, Andy. I agree, Daniel Clint. This is authoritarian, and it is and it is an agenda, period. I agree. Cases mean nothing. I got to hit the road, so going to listening mode. When traffic gets bad, I may comment. All right, Mr. Mitch. Don't even get to lick the spoon. Yeah, it's like they're making cookies. They're making chocolate chip cookies, and then they go, oh, by the way, you're not going to get the cookies. Maybe we'll give you some of the cookie dough. And then they don't even give you that. They pull back. All right, let me check something out here because, because I need to. Give me 1 second here. Let's see, next. The intensive care unit capacity in Southern California and Central Valley hospitals had fallen below a 15% threshold that triggers the new measures, which include strict closures for businesses and a ban on gathering with anyone outside of a household, according to the California Department of Public Health. The new measure, which includes the closures of all bars, hair salons, and barbershops, casinos, and indoor and outdoor playgrounds, will remain in place at least 3 weeks. Yeah, Gennaro, I mean, how's that going to affect you? The new, this closure is going to devastate LA, Martin told host Neil Cavuto, pointing to the huge homeless problem in the city and the fact that suicides are on the rise during the pandemic. Everyday life matters, and we don't want people sick, and we don't want anybody to die. People would die from depression, suicide, and poverty if somebody doesn't do something. On Friday, Martin was also fighting back tears as she claimed Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti had shut down the outdoor patio at her business while letting a Hollywood movie crew set up an outdoor dining area just a short distance away. I read about that. That's just some bullshit. Oh, the movie company can come in and it was like 15 feet away. And they can set up outdoor dining, but she can't. People are carrying on as usual with masks to be worn in public, and take out restaurants are the norm. I was very surprised because I was going to go to a coffee shop. I don't remember the name of it, but it was worth going to. It was a very unique coffee shop here in Bangkok. And I was going to go there, and then I looked and it said, sorry, takeout only. I'm like, screw that. I'm not going. This is the thing. I know several people here who are like, I'm not drinking coffee here. For a number of reasons. I'm not drinking it because I'm starting to get pissed off at Starbucks about how they just continually raise the prices. What is Starbucks? I'd like to know, what has Starbucks done for people because of the coronavirus? Have they done anything in America? Does anybody know? Curious to know about that. Has the owner of Starbucks done anything? The president? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's see here. We already talked about this. Same music every single day. Okay, here we go. COVID-19 in Thailand. Situation is under control. Don't believe the fake news, says spokesman. I have a hard time every time I see these kind of things. Thailand's principal COVID-19 spokesman has said that the country's health authorities have everything under control despite 14 cases of the disease, one transmitted to a health worker in state quarantine. Dr. Tawisin Wisanayotin of the CC... No, you can't go in, honey. At least I was smart enough today to put my bag next to me so that no one could take the seat right next to me. Very nice of me. Dr. Tawisin Wisanayotin of the CCSA Emergency Steering Committee urged his country folk to reject fake news. He said that the authorities had acted well and fast in test and trace procedures to contact those who came into contact with the 3 illegal entrants who came in from Takalek and Miyawadi. They were among 13 returnees who tested positive. This is what I mean about it. It's fluid. You're hearing all these different numbers, everything's coming in, and you're like, what's this? I thought they said that. No, it's this way. No, that was wrong, this is right. But he urged Thais not to become complacent. It's too damn late for that. Thais are already complacent. They're already complacent, I guarantee you. If you go out, you go in a song town, you're walking around town, you're walking around through a mall, there's going to be people that are not wearing masks. I guarantee you. I see it all the time. He repeated the mantra of masks, hand washing, social distancing, avoiding gatherings in enclosed spaces, and the need for cleaning and using the Thai Chana tracing app. Yeah, Dre, you're here. You know, there's a lot of people that don't use it. The lockdown will most likely finish off the small businesses left. If they don't get something done in the next couple of months here, I'd say you're going to see a noticeable jump in businesses going under. If they don't get it done by 6 months, by the middle of next year rather, I think it might get crazy. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I sure hope not. It'd be much easier if they just somehow got a legitimate vaccine that works. There's no problems with it. Everything, goes as planned. And they just said, hey, all you have to do is show that you've had the vaccine. You have to show a paper that's, and it has this official stamp or something like that. Now you can come into the country. No quarantine, nothing. Thailand's back to normal. Somewhat normal. I can tell you that there have been several times where I had my mask on and I came in and I was the only foreigner in the room, and then I took my mask off and there was a couple of people that have looked at me like, wondering, is he the one who's going to bring it in? Most foreigners who are here now have been here for long enough to where they either have it, I either have it and have the antibodies, and hopefully I won't get it again. I've never had it, and if someone has had it, they're either over it or they're dead. So there's not a whole hell of a lot of expats that should be running around. I'm talking about Western expats that should be running around with the virus. Oh, here's the thing here. This is what I was talking about. The shutdown at the Pineapple Hill Grill and Saloon came amid a county-ordered ban on outdoor dining, a mayor-issued stay-at-home order, and the state-level plans for business shutdowns. Marsden appears in a video in which she explains her situation while walking over to the television crew's setup of tents, tables, and chairs to illustrate just how close it is to her business. Look at this. Tell me that this is dangerous, she said in a video, pointing to her own patio. But right next to me, as a slap in my face, that's safe. This is safe, 15 feet away. This is dangerous. Mayor Garcetti and Gavin Newsom are responsible for every single person that doesn't have unemployment, that does not have a job. Well, I wouldn't go that far. And all the businesses that are going under, which is, they're responsible for a large number of them. The county-issued ban on outdoor dining suffered a legal setback Wednesday when a Los Angeles County Superior Court judge ruled that county officials must produce scientific evidence to justify their ban, which was scheduled to be in effect for 3 weeks. But the ruling was of little help to bars and restaurants in the city of Los Angeles after Garcetti implemented a stay-at-home order the same day as the judge's ruling. A stay-at-home order yeah, some of them they don't care. I gotta hang up here. It's okay. Okay. I do have a video. I have too many videos that I'm like working on and I just haven't finished them, but I'm gonna start banging them out pretty soon. But there's one video in particular where you walk in and there's two doors like this, and then I'm walking this way and the doors are here, and there's a little thing right here, and it's like it's about 6 feet tall. It's like a stand, but it's an electronic device, and there's a camera and it sees you stand in the spot where you are. There's two little feet, tell you where to stand. and then it sees your face. If your face doesn't have a mask on, the little doors don't open. Now you can just walk around it if you want. If you want, nobody's like standing there going, you gotta put that mask on. But the machine is meant so that when you walk through the door, if it sees the mask, the doors automatically open, which is pretty cool. But what good is it when people will? You can't trust people. That's the thing. There is no such thing as trust when it comes to this kind of thing. People will just go, I forgot my mask, screw it, I'm walking around. You know, I've resorted to putting, where is it? All right, I have my mask here, but I've resorted to every single bag that I have now. My backpack bag. It's old and used up, but I don't care. I carry two things. An extra mask and a bag for groceries. Because I've gotten tired of having to pay 7 baht, 9 baht, 15 baht, 39 baht, 79 baht for a bag when I'm at the grocery. You get a bag of rice, you carry the bag of rice, right? If you got a bag of rice and you got a bunch of other things, maybe it's good to put the bag of rice inside the bag and a few other items in the bag, and then you can just walk with everything. But sometimes you forget. So I try to put these two items in every bag I have, and I have at least 4 of them. I put it in 4 of the bags that I have. So it's hand sanitizer. And there's hand sanitizer just about everywhere you go. So this is an antibacterial. What's WTG? What the? Way to go. Oh, okay. I thought it was what the God? What the? All right, let me continue here. However, in a statement issued Sunday, Mayor Garcetti reportedly said, "My heart goes out to Mrs. Martin and the workers at the Pineapple Hill Saloon who have to comply with state and county public health restrictions that close outdoor dining." Martin told Cavuto on Monday that seeing the television production near her bar was pretty crazy and hard to believe. "I was in shock." Martin pointed out on Monday that production companies are hurting as well, stressing that everybody's hurting and is just trying to survive amid the pandemic and related restrictions. It's the people making the rules and that are issuing permits that are without conscience, without thought of anybody. It's unexplainable how any of that can actually make sense. Maybe it's about power, control, and money. It's the people. Okay, she went on to say, after the California's new shutdown order, some small businesses will only make it 1 month longer. She continues to plead with Garcetti, asking him to bring her and others into her industry into his office to sit down and talk to him to come up with a workable solution. Now that would be great, but if he does it with her, he's going to have to do it with everybody. I guess, you got to do what you got to do, but it sure doesn't seem like he cares all that much. And Nancy Pelosi sure doesn't care when she's going to get her hair cut in a salon, but yet if somebody else opens their salon up, they're going to be fined and they risk going to jail and all this other kind of shit. Anyway, enough about this. Happy Thailand. Want to go to Laos, stuck in my house in North Thailand. Yeah, well, you're not really stuck. You can come back if you want to go through all the BS and pay the money. Not so easy or worthwhile. I mean, really, you got to pay about $4,000 just to come into the country, just to come in. And then guess what? You know damn well if you have the virus, they're probably going to end up charging you more. One of my top priorities in the next year is to get an insurance that I'm happy with. And I have one in mind. I just have to see how much it's going to cost now. Can I afford it? But you know, you're talking about, for me, you're talking about $250, $300 a month. It's not cheap. But that's my biggest concern because I'm getting older. I've got more issues. And the older you get, the more those issues tend to pile up. Wow, $2,600 for the wife to travel there last week. Now, does that include the quarantine, the flights, everything? Everything. Oh, that's pretty good then. I mean, that's a lot more reasonable. However, if you're a tourist, who wants to come in and pay an extra $2,600? You know, I don't get that. You know, the bottom line is that you're not always going to like everything about life. And there was a woman, I watched a little clip, I don't remember where I saw it, but I watched this clip and she was asking questions like, what was the time where you had a severe problem and you managed to solve it? What was the time where you felt the most amount of pain? What was the time that you were most happy and most unhappy? Things like that. And I think, you know, if I use that criteria, life here is not that bad. Life is pretty good, you know. I'm always contemplating, you know, how can I make it better? What would make things better? And now, because, you know, my kids are older, I think about them and, you know, where are they going to have opportunities and where do they have the most options, these kind of things. So it's a little bit more than just me, but you know, Thailand is not a bad place to be right now, but that could change very, very quickly. All it takes is, you know, a few people coming in that don't go through the quarantine or don't get checked, and then the next thing you know, there's not 38 people that have the virus, but maybe 3,800, and then out of those, you know, anyway. Wow, we're almost at 90 minutes. Oh no, we're not. We're at 70. How did I get 90? My eyes are squirrely. Let's see if I can find something else here. Okay, this was a couple of days ago. Where is it here? Relaxation for foreign tourists to travel will be discussed in the form of a visa to facilitate more. Now, this is just translated from Thai, and must cause peace of mind and safety to the people of the country as well. As for the New Year's Day events, such as countdown to the end of the year, it can be done if still adhering to public health standards. However, there will be another discussion with public health in early January regarding the adjustment of COVID-19 testing. That's the first day. The 10th and the 14th will be examined for information of the infection and continue to make people feel comfortable. This is on In News of Thailand. So the situation is tenuous and fluid. Very much so. Just be prepared. And you know, here's the other thing to think about, and I don't think many people think about this. You come over here, you go through quarantine, you check out, you're all right. You got, you know, let's say you got 10 grand socked away for the whole trip. You're gonna stay for, let's say 45 days. You get the first 2 weeks, you're okay. Now you got a month left. Maybe you spent 3 grand. You got 7 G's left to stay here for a month. You got 2 weeks left, and they say they're gonna lock everything down. Oh, sorry, we've got too many cases, now we're gonna lock it down. You need to leave by in the next 72 hours in order to, because we're gonna shut down the border. You know, you got a ticket, maybe you can change the ticket, maybe you get lucky and you can just fly out whenever you need to. Maybe you're stuck. There's a lot of people that they were stuck. So that's another thing to consider. You got to think about that. If you're going to come over here, what happens if you get stuck? Do you have an exit plan? How flexible is your ticket? All that stuff, you know what? It's just more money. That's all it is. You get a ticket and, you know, it's a cheap ticket. You got to leave on this day, and maybe there's a $150 change fee. The ticket costs $600, $700. That's not that much. But what happens if there's no flights available, and then the next flight that is available, that they change it to, oh, sorry, but the price is higher for this ticket, and it's higher by $800. Now you're gonna have to spend that extra money. So I don't think we're there yet. I really don't think we're there yet. And hopefully we will get there soon. I really would like to go back to the United States and not have to worry about getting back into Thailand. And I don't want to spend $2,600 to get in. You know, that's about $1,600, $1,800 more than if I was just coming in normally. I wouldn't count on it. This is the other thing, you know, then it's enough for me to think about, hey, am I covered if I'm riding on the back of a motorcycle in Thailand? I got to think about that. It's, you know, oh, I'm the driver of a motorcycle. Am I covered now? Then I got to think, oh, do I have COVID insurance? And by the way, I'm 58. A lot of the insurance companies will stop at 62 or 65. They're not taking older people of a certain age. Now, I have VA coverage, but it doesn't cover me over here. That's what I mean. Now it's like everything is difficult. All because, listen, it's because of the Chinese and because of 9/11. I'm not going to blame all the Muslims. It's not all the Muslims. Because of a few bad apples and because of the Chinese government, you know, the world is a much different place and everything's a big pain in the ass now. You know. I mean, let me think here. Going on the train was not a pain in the ass. Going to Ayutthaya was not really a pain in the ass. But, you know, hey, oh, I forgot my mask. Oh, don't worry, sir. It's just $1. $1 here, $1 for the garbage bags. That makes no sense to me. You know, $1 another time I forget my mask. That's why I just put an extra mask in every single bag because I got tired of paying for it. It pisses me off. Oh, are you gonna have to go over to the pharmacy down the street to go get a new mask so that you can get into the mall? What's that smell? Something smells good. Oh, I think one of these old ladies just sprayed some perfume. It smells good though. Anyway, read the fine print. You always got to read the fine print. Listen, if you like this stream, I'm going to stream from somewhere, probably Thursday. I'll say it this way. Oh, you know what? I can give this guy back his thing here. Kun cup. Kun cup. Cup of mine. Came in here. I have my power bank. I forgot the charging cable, so I asked one of the guys here, "Hey, can I borrow one of your charging? Do you have one?" Yeah, sure. So that way my battery's not going to go dead on my phone. Very nice of them. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, or Monday. But I'm leaning towards Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. Preferably Thursday. It can't be Friday. I got something planned on Friday. Can't do that. 58 minutes to drive 18 miles. I might as well move to Bangkok. Listen, I was coming back from Ayutthaya. I was going to take the train. But the Swede, who lives not too far from here, he came out to Ayutthaya, he and his wife, and we just talked a bit, and we were going to go to the Bangkok Palace, but we were all in shorts, and I think his wife was in a skirt, but I think she was all right. But he and I were in shorts and like flip-flops, and we were like, oh, you can't come in. They're very strict about that there. So we didn't go there. And we were trying to find our way back to the main road to go to Bangkok. Ended up on some dead-end road, almost ran into the railroad tracks. You couldn't go anywhere, so we had to back up, turn around, and go back. But anyway, we get back to Bangkok. And we get onto Siri Thai Road, which is a road that runs into Lat Phrao. Lat Phrao goes all the way past Chatuchak, but it runs this way, and it ends at Siri Thai. This is near where the park is where I walked to. It goes past Nawamin, and then I think it turns into Siri Thai there. We're stuck there. We're sitting in traffic. His wife needs to use the bathroom. There's no bathrooms. You can't just stop. There's no gas stations. There's just little shop house after shop house. But we sat in traffic there for like 20 minutes just to go like not even a mile, And then what is this? My last trip got to the dentist clinic, was just over an hour in Bangkok traffic, 20-minute walk. There you go. You see? That's how it is here. Now, on a positive note, there are a lot of places that are... how are they opening up at 10:30? Why are they opening so early? Or are they just getting ready early? Thursday, I believe, is a holiday. I think it's Constitution Day. December 10th, 11th. Wow, what is this? It's Father's Day on the 11th? Since when? It's usually Father's Day on the 5th. I don't know why. Let's see the observances here. Okay, Thursday is Constitution Day. Thailand Constitution Day. Commemorates the announcement, darn it, announcement of the first permanent constitution in 1932. King Bhumipon's birthday, December 11th, deferred from December 5th to December 11th to create a long weekend and boost domestic tourism. Okay, so Thursday and Friday are holidays here in Thailand. And then New Year's Eve, of course. And then we go to next year, which I hope is better than this year. Because this year has been, for many people, has been horrible. For me, it could have been better. Thursday and Friday, but Thursday especially, yeah, because they'll be leaving to go places. In fact, Nicholas told me, he said, "Are you sure you don't want to go to Ayutthaya on Thursday?" I said, "No, what do I want to go on Thursday for? It's a holiday." "Oh, not really. I don't want to go on Thursday." So now I got to think, is there something I'm going to do? I don't know, maybe. Maybe we'll all go somewhere, I don't know. Or maybe I'll just go to Icon Siam or somewhere else, I don't know. Haven't really nailed anything down. I've been working on the videos. But the week after, let me think here. Yeah, the week after? A week or two, I will go somewhere else. I'll take a train, I'll take a bus, I'll go somewhere and get out of Dodge, just like I did with the Ayutthaya. I think I'm going to take these. I talk to the wife about it, and you know, if she can go, she'll go. But if not, then I'll go. But you know, you just go for 2-3 days, little mini vacations, and then when I go away with her, I'll just go away and I won't do any work. I won't stream. I won't do anything like that. I think there will be a lot of people mingling, Johnny. So listen, there's a lot of people mingling now in Thailand. I can tell you that if you go to the market across the street, just Happy Land Market there are people walking around. They don't have masks on, or they have their mask on and it's down by their chin. You know, obviously there are people that are wearing their masks, but there's a lot that aren't, and so that's all it takes. That's what people forget, and they're talking about don't get complacent. Well, people already are complacent. I'm complacent. I can tell you that. I don't use hand cleaner on my hands nearly enough. I mean, I'm pretty good about washing my hands all the time because I just don't want any nastiness or funk. Like when I'm touching my food, I don't want, you know, any funk from like that maybe have come from the table or come from the ATM or something like that. I don't want any funkiness going in my mouth. There's already enough funkiness going on in my dirty mouth without introducing something else into it. So anyway, we are at the end of the road here. This stream has run its course. A quick 90 minutes. Kind of went quick for me. Well, that's the other thing. So you can get it at any time, and you know, just depending on your own constitution, it could matter or it could not matter. You know, it might make all the difference in the world. So it does pay to remain vigilant. And yeah. So down below in the description, I've got everything. Visit my website. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 15,000 subscribers. It would be nice if I could do so in the near future. But I've also got everything down here, how to become a sponsor of mine on YouTube. $3.99 a month. If you like what I'm doing, you like my trips. Got the Cash App where you get $5 for signing up and then sending $5. You got the merch in my shop, the t-shirts, coffee mugs, and I'm gonna start with the hats, but I'm not sure what I want to. I only want 1 or 2 hats, so I gotta have an American in Bangkok hat, and then another hat. And I don't think Bar Girl Lives Matters. I don't know. Bar Girl Lives Matter on a hat. I'm not sure. Anyway, and Patreon. Don't forget about Patreon. Patreon's a pretty good thing. And I'll be putting some extra stuff on Patreon and in the members section on my site and on the YouTube community tab for the sponsors. A little something, something. But I'm doing a little video right now on the and everything that was going on there with the I don't wear hats, but I will have you send one to John. Yeah. It's hard to wear hats. Yeah, I know. But you know, some people like them. I'm not a big hat wearer. I'd rather wear a skull cap or something like that, or like a bandana around my head. You know, I don't want that extra brim coming over my. I don't like it. You know. Anyway, that's all I have. So thank you for joining me. Please remember to leave the thumbs up, and like I said, to subscribe. I will have some videos coming out. They'll be coming out fast and furious once they start. So there it is there. Jerk and my, all that good stuff. Choke me, jerk and my. Stay safe. And hopefully I'll have something interesting coming. As opposed to me sitting in front of the camera. I'll have something interesting in the next few days and in the next 2 weeks or so. I was thinking about Sukhothai. I'm not sure about it. I'm not sold on it. I'd rather go to some beach or something like that. So, you know, maybe Krabi, maybe farther up the coast. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. And until next time, that's all I have. So, talk to you guys later. Choke B, arrivederci, all that good stuff. See you later. Jerk and my. Adios. Okay? Ciao.